In today's video, I have some homemade navy bean and spinach soup with some toasted sourdough bread, and I have another topic to discuss. It's an update, and I'd love to know what you think. Check it out.
There's a lot of speculation going back and forth on both sides. Just from what has been reported, it definitely was not a premeditated thing. They did not know each other. And so it wasn't something where he came with a weapon trying to target the young man. Hey guys, it's me, Talia Risa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short, and welcome to my channel.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Today, I have some homemade navy bean soup. And so basically what I did was I sauteed some onions and chopped up celery, and also these were the dried navy beans, and so I had to soak them. So I did the quick soak where you boil them for an hour, or you put them in water and you let them come to a boil, and then you take them off and cover them up for an hour, and then you rinse them and cook them so that they are tender. And then from there I put all this together. So there's also spinach in here. There are diced tomatoes, the canned tomatoes, tomato paste, the Sazon seasoning packets. I added other seasonings as well, like cayenne pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic, onion. Yeah, and then it was in chicken broth. So this is not a vegan meal because I did use chicken broth, and I used some of the better than bouillon as well. So there's a lot of flavor. The cayenne pepper gave it a little spice as well. And so then I have some sourdough bread that I toasted. Now that I have tried this, so I looked up some recipes because I had some navy beans, and I was like, how can I use these in a recipe? And so I looked up a couple of recipes, and then I kind of just revised it to the flavor that I wanted. Oh, I forgot to mention that I added some coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk, the kind that's in a can. I added some of that, and that gave it a little thickness as well. And so yes, very flavorful. And you could always, if you wanted to add chicken, it would be good with that. You could add some kind of like turkey sausage, that would be good in here too. So there's definitely different ways to make it more hearty if you're wanting meat. But throughout this month of April, I have been eating meatless, and so just finding other things that I like. And the good thing about it is once I start finding these recipes or like trying different things and just putting flavors together that I like, then it's something that I can have as just a part of my eating whenever I want to have a meatless meal. And so I just feel like as much as I can get in grains and vegetables and things like that, then meat can play the smaller part for me. And so just trying to figure that out. Not saying that I'm not going to eat meat at all, but just being able to kind of take a break from it and all of that and just see how I feel. And then who knows, maybe I'll do the opposite where I'm eating more protein, more meat, and seeing just kind of the difference in how my body feels and which one my body responds the best to. So I don't know, but I'm gonna say a prayer and we'll get into it. Dear God, thank you for this food I'm about to eat. Thank you for this day. I ask to be with my viewers, keep them happy, healthy, and safe. In your name I pray, amen. Amen. All right, guys, so let's get a bite of this. I think I can give you guys a bite also. It's a bite for you. It almost tastes like a pasta because of the flavors. This would be good with spinach or kale. I used spinach. I almost used kale, but it's definitely good with the greens. So I'm also trying not to eat after 8 o'clock. Yesterday, I went to the gym and I got home and it was like after 7. So I was like, oh, I need to eat dinner. So I just ate the salad that I had meal prepped. And then I didn't eat anything else after 8. So I think for me, just not really intermittent fasting, but just being mindful of not really eating too late and giving your body those hours to really like digest and everything. So this week's meal prep, I did this white bean soup, or navy bean soup with spinach, and then the sourdough bread. And for lunch, I meal prepped salads, so I think it's good to have like more of a raw food veggie meal for at least one of my meals throughout the day, whether that be a smoothie. And that was the other meal that I had, not really prepped, but so I have the salad, and then I also have, I'll probably make a smoothie too. Y'all, just trying to be as healthy as I can and do what's best for my body, you know? So y'all, my topic today, I wanted to actually give you guys an update if you haven't been following the case. So in one of my previous videos, I was talking about the case of Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, and how they were at a track meet and there was some altercation, and Karmelo ended up taking Austin's life. And the thing about it is, there's a lot of speculation going back and forth on both sides. Just from what has been reported, it definitely was not a premeditated thing. They did not know each other. And so it wasn't something where he came with a weapon trying to target the young man. But the update is, so they had a court date for Karmelo's side to basically ask for a reduction of bail. They had set his bail at $1 million, which is really crazy considering like cases that are similar and what those bails were sat at. So for them to give him a bail of $1 million, it was extreme. And some people may not agree with me, but it definitely was when you look at cases that are similar and bail that they were given. And so they were asking for them to drop it down to $150,000. I believe they said that Karmelo's father testified and he just wanted them to know who his kid really is. From what has been told, Karmelo had straight A's, was doing very well in school. He was the captain of his football team as well as the captain of his track team. He had no prior incidents of violence or anything like that. And so for this to happen, there had to be something for him to feel like he needed to go to that level. And so there is said to be, and this was by one of the family representatives, there is said to be video that law enforcement has collected as evidence, and people are saying that when people see the video footage, they will think differently, because a lot of people are calling Karmelo a monster and a thug and all these different things, and they're saying that when they see this video, they're going to see that he was not an aggressor and that it was the other way around. And unfortunately, it resulted in the use of force in a situation where a kid felt threatened. And so that is what is being said. And so we'll all have to kind of wait and see. Of course, I have thoughts about all of it, because I feel like people will try to like put people on like a witch hunt without knowing all of the facts. But I also feel for the family of Austin, because I feel like no parent should have to lose their child that way. I do want the truth to come out, because if Austin, and some are saying even his twin brother, if they were aggressors in any way, that needs to be shared, because I feel like those are conversations that parents need to have with their kids about how to interact with other kids so that you stay safe and that they stay safe, because you never know what someone else has and how that interaction could play out. And so the judge did not agree to the $150,000 bail, but he did drop it down to $250K as far as the bail goes. And I know they don't pay like all of that particular amount up front. It is really just a measure to make sure that this person attends court and all of that stuff when it comes to bail. And they did release Karmelo when he made bond yesterday. And so I'm just hoping that people let the truth come out and not do anything to inhibit this case, such as violence or anything like that. I really think that it's going to be important for people to be respectful of Austin's family as well as Karmelo's family, because they're the ones who are dealing with this the most. And also just being mindful of things that people post, because it is insensitive to start saying, well, he shouldn't have approached him, he shouldn't have done this, because that's true. But I really think there's some lack of sensitivity on both sides. I feel like some people have used it to show their true colors when it comes to race and all of that. And that's unfortunate. And unfortunately, I'm not even surprised though. But I am happy that he made bail. I hope that his family is protected. I hope that he is protected so that he can fight this case with the truth. And I'm hoping that his lawyer will reveal whatever that truth is. Do I feel like the loss of life should have happened? Deep down inside, no. But that video is going to make a big difference for me, because if watching the video, we look at it and we see that he could have walked away at some point, then maybe. But if he was really in a fight for his life and being attacked, then I really feel like they need to let him go. I feel that if they think that this was a situation where he could have walked away, I don't think he's going to end up with first degree. I feel like it's going to end up being manslaughter. And so I don't know that he will get, well, they already said, the district attorney, I believe, already said that they cannot pursue, because of his age, they cannot pursue life without parole, and they cannot pursue the death penalty. I feel like if this evidence does show that Austin and his brother or anyone else were the aggressors, and that they put Karmelo in a compromising situation where he had to make a sudden decision, then I feel like he won't even get that. Because to me, that would be just and fair. I'm not sure about the legality of having a weapon. It wasn't on the school campus. It was at the field, which is off campus. I'm not sure of what their rules are, because it still is, I believe, property of the school district, I want to say, but I'm not sure. So I'm not sure how that works. You know, I didn't grow up in the culture of like where I felt like I had to carry a knife or any of that. But I do remember kids in schools, they would have pocket knives and stuff. Those little bitty small things, or some of them would be on their keychains. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm bringing it because I'm trying to defend myself. It was just something that people did. And so I do see that point of view from people who are saying that's why he had the knife, because that's just the thing. Some of these kids carry these pocket knives, which is true. And though we may not understand it, it is true. And I think they've already proven that these boys didn't know each other and that this was not premeditated. So it's not like he went there with that intention. So I don't know. I'm just, this case has kind of had my attention, because I want the truth to be exposed, because I feel horrible for the family who lost a son. You know, when you lost a sibling and you've seen your parents go through the loss of a sibling, even though it wasn't due to a crime, you still feel for families having to go through that loss. But if there was this side of Austin that was mean, that was aggressive, then that needs to be told, because the public, the media has blown this up so large that it's become tit for tat, and people just being so rude and cold and showing their true colors. And I just feel like that would shut a lot of people up who are making it seem like Austin was this angel, or that Karmelo was just this horrible, aggressive child. And so I feel like if there is anything that shows the truth, it needs to be revealed to the public whenever they can, because I know they can't hinder the case and they can't jeopardize anyone, because I know they have to, if it ends up going before a jury, you don't want to jeopardize the case and who's exposed to information about the case. So I'm just kind of like, let's see how all of this plays out. It's just such a sad story. And because it happened here in the Frisco area, which is just north of Dallas, still Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, it just kind of hit home for a lot of people, and a lot are talking about it, just trying to see how it plays out. I just feel like people making such judgments, and it's a shame because of like AI and, you know, technology. People were putting out toxicology reports and saying that Austin had drugs in his system. And it's crazy how people just jump on stuff and just repost it. Like, see, like and it wasn't even a true report. Anybody that knows, there's no way within a day or two you have a toxicology report. Like, it doesn't work like that. And so people just don't think, and they see something and it aligns to their emotions, and they just release it out to the world and just let people see it. There was so much that people were doing. Also, even when it came to Karmelo, like putting out the picture of him holding a gun, which they said wasn't even a real weapon. And it was a part of like costumes, apparently. When they showed they were saying, oh, no, so this one was another one. Someone had put a picture together with Karmelo when he was holding like that air gun or whatever, and then it showed these two like white boys and another black boy, and they were saying that was Austin and his brother, and it wasn't even them, and it wasn't even them in the same picture. Someone had photoshopped it, and I'm just like, these people are crazy on the internet. Like, they will literally do something and make it look real, and then someone will see it and then pass it along without even investigating to make sure it's a true source. So it's just crazy to me. People just have to be careful. Sometimes people will post articles, and then some people will just read that part and then respond immediately instead of clicking on the link and opening it. Because I've seen things about different things happening, and then people will make up these crazy stories, and it's not even a real news story. It's like AI and technology, all of that stuff. So we just have to be more mindful about what we ingest and what we believe without doing further research to make sure it's the truth. So yeah, I am going to see how this plays out. Continuous prayers for Karmelo and his family. Continuous prayers for Austin's family as well, as they go through laying their son to rest. So none of this is good. None of this is good. Even if there is proof of aggression of Austin and his brother or whoever, even if all of that plays out and the jury or judge decides that this was self-defense and they let him go, this is something he's going to have to carry with him. Nobody wants that on their conscience when you've never ever thought you would ever take a life, and in a situation that you didn't expect to occur, a life is taken. Like, that has to be a heavy load to carry. And so even just for his mental health and all of that, it's crazy because some people have just wrote him off as evil. and they don't even know the full story. It's like, let's get the full story. We've only heard one side. And no, we don't want kids carrying weapons to track meets and stuff like that. But when it comes to this situation, it's something that is commonly carried. We will see how this unfolds. Well, guys, what do you think? I don't know if you've been following the case at all. Like I said, I don't know how much national coverage it's getting because, we're seeing it a lot because I'm here. So I'm not really sure, but I appreciate you guys so much for tuning into this video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course hit that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time, bye.